When you hear the name Tesla, a lot of you probably immediately think about the self-driving cars. While they're certainly the most popular aspect of Tesla's business, they're nowhere near the only product or service the company offers, and that isn't changing anytime soon. However, instead of profiting off of multiple different avenues with no correlation to one another, Tesla's newest ideas seem to link everything in their master plan together. If you're an electric car owner, you're probably familiar with having to charge your vehicle once in a while. But what if your car could convert the energy in its battery to energy that powers your house and other devices? This innovative technology is called vehicle-to-grid technology, and this is exactly what Tesla is trying to accomplish. There's been plenty of speculation in the Tesla community over whether or not the new Model 3 already has vehicle-to-grid, or V2G technology incorporated in its build. But the answer seems to be no, for now. While the Model 3 may not have V2G capabilities, it would be a surprise if the next model also didn't. Tesla's economic goals don't stop at battery-powered cars. In fact, that's where they start. A combination of Tesla's other products, such as their solar panels, solar roofs, and power walls, could change the world of energy as we know it by creating a virtual power plant. The way things are right now, power supply works in a fairly simple manner. There are energy generators and energy distributors. It all starts at power plants and substations, where power is generated. Then the power distributed by an incredibly complex system of large power lines, eventually connecting to the smaller ones you see lining the street in your neighborhood, and eventually connecting to your house. This allows you to do everything you need power to do, like plug in your TV and run your air conditioning. Depending on where you live, this process may or may not be regulated. All that means is that, in a regulated state, the company that generates the energy delivers it as well. Meanwhile, in a non-regulated state, power can be distributed from a different company and distributed to individuals. For example, in a deregulated state, you yourself could start harvesting solar energy and selling it to other people for profit, and Tesla wants to help you do so. To explain how, let's start by taking a look at those other Tesla products we mentioned earlier. The Tesla solar panels and solar roof allow you to harvest energy from the sun to power your home and your car, while the Tesla Powerwall acts as a large battery to store any excess energy from the solar panels. This means that depending on how much energy you have saved up in your Powerwall, you could keep your house up and running for a few hours, maybe even a few days after a power outage. Not only could you keep your own house running though, you could keep your neighbors' houses running too. This alone is a massive step forward for the power grid. Think about it like a shopping cart. If you're pushing around a shopping cart with only one wheel and the wheel falls off, it can no longer roll. However, if you have a normal shopping cart with 4 wheels, one wheel breaking doesn't entirely stop the cart from rolling. The Tesla Powerwalls in yours or your neighbor's house are the extra wheels in this metaphor. In the event that something goes wrong at your local power plant, whether it's a natural disaster or a new employee's astronomical mistake, multiple buildings in the city that would have been without power can keep everything up and running for a little longer, especially in the future when more and more people are harvesting and storing their own energy. Only a few people in an entire neighborhood may be needed to use their collective battery power to keep all of the surrounding houses powered up for days after a blackout. Where do Tesla cars come in for this, you ask? Well, they have the capability to essentially be Powerwalls themselves. Assuming Tesla does indeed allow vehicle-to-grid energy in their next car, they would work the same way. You'd be able to keep your car plugged into your house, which would allow you to power your house off of the car's battery instead of the other way around. You would also be able to store extra energy from your car's battery in your Tesla Powerwall. But what about when you have plenty of extra juice in your car, and your Tesla Powerwall has more energy than you think you need? Well, you would be able to sell the extra energy you have to other people. Tesla's actually already created a bidding system for energy, and it's already being used in Australia today. The program would essentially allow people with Tesla Powerwalls or Tesla vehicles to sell their excess energy at varying prices. Maybe you got a week off of work this month, and you'll be staying at home much more than usual, so your Tesla is at full battery for no reason other than to sit in the garage. Well, you could plug your car in, and using the vehicle-to-grid technology, someone in a whole different state could buy the energy from your car to put in theirs. Obviously, Tesla would take a small cut from each transaction to keep their business running smoothly, but you'd still end up with some cash in your pockets. The Tesla Powerwall specifically take this idea even further though, and allow you to potentially make even more money. Say, for example, the main power plant in your area is having some issues, and they need some extra juice. If you're in one of the states participating in this program at the time of the incident, the utility company running the plant could borrow energy from your Powerwall reserves and those from surrounding houses, which you would then get a decent-sized check for. It isn't an unlikely occurrence either, as battery power is not only much cleaner and safer for the environment than other sources of energy, but it's cheaper too. To put into perspective just how much cheaper it is, consumers saved a collective $116 million in electricity in 2019, thanks to Tesla's big battery in South Australia. If that much money can occur because of one solar power plant, imagine how much could ensue if even just 1 in every 50 Americans had solar panels and batteries of their own. Those numbers could be a reality too, or even higher considering how drastically the cost of Tesla products will drop. This energy plan means that, to a degree, Tesla products will pay for themselves over time. While you may have to bust out a comically large piggy bank to afford a Tesla in the first place, when it's making you money while you sleep because someone in another state is buying its energy, you'll be able to fill that piggy bank right back up. Tesla's master plan for energy is truly the way of the future, especially since everyone involved in the program benefits from it. Power plants that are already running today would be able to switch to a cheaper and safer energy source, saving their companies tons of money and saving the environment simultaneously. Homeowners with Powerwalls and V2G vehicles could sleep a little easier at night, knowing they have everything they need to keep their house warm and their food cold in the event of an emergency, as well as extra cash from selling their energy. And Tesla themselves benefit from the even larger amounts of cash they'd be making between providing power to people themselves and taking a cut of transactions between Powerwall users and energy consumers. And that is how Tesla is building a virtual power plant.